Oh.
The trouble began while Geronimo was living at the Warm Springs Reservation at Ojo Caliente. Its close proximity to Mexico provided a safe passageway for continued raids. The warriors would strike out across international borders, steal livestock, and then herd them back to the agency. The people of the West worried. No one was sure when the Indians would attack. The Apaches, however, knew nothing of the cultural clash they were causing.
They would give these gifts to the people on the reservation, and the people on the reservation would exchange gifts of blankets or knives. Some of these things were things that had been issued to the Indians on the reservation. And the Apaches didn't think they were doing anything particularly wrong to exchange these gifts with their relatives.
It was a confusing situation for all the Indians, including Geronimo. Raiding was part of the Apache social structure, so they expected to steal and still be able to draw rations on the reservation. Geronimo went so far as to have an angry exchange when he was denied the rations missed during his absence. An Army officer witnessed the encounter and informed authorities. Immediate action needed to be taken, so Geronimo's nemesis, John Clum, was contacted. His mission, to bring in the renegades and hold them in confinement for robbery and murder.
By the time that John Clum got the message, the sighting had been 24 days old. John Clum turned to his companion at San Carlos and said, "You and I know that any Apache trail that's even 24 hours old is useless." But he went anyway, as he was ordered to do. And it just happened that Geronimo had maintained his camp. And John Clum sent a messenger to Geronimo's people and said, "Come in, I'd like to talk to you."
Geronimo and the renegades were unaware of the problems, so they took their women and children and rode to what they thought was a conference, not a confrontation. Clum sat on a porch with a few men, but his real force was hidden inside the buildings of the agency. 80 Indian policemen patiently waited as the discussion began to unfold. Clum accused the renegades of stealing, killing, and breaking promises of peace. He had come to take them in. Geronimo was furious.
We are not going to San Carlos with you, and unless you are very careful, you and your Apache police will not go back to San Carlos either. Your bodies will stay here at Ojo Caliente to make food for the coyotes.
And at that point, John Clum said, "You need to surrender right